So, making the invisible visible. Hidden voices initiate collaboration in research. And we're presenting to you today from the land of the Kaurna people. We're paying our respects to elders past, present, and from emerging generations. The project team includes the two of us, plus a consumer, Ricky Buchanan, who picture you can see in the middle, and 5 researchers from Flinders University, Aileen, Michael, Mandy, Alexandra, and Alison. So in 2018, Ricky Buchanan published a report called Just Invisible. It covered the problems faced by people who are homebound and bedridden when they try to access healthcare. And it further goes on to describe how the lack of access to healthcare also inhibits access to disability services. And I'd love for you all to read that report. So through consumer advocate networking in 2019, this report of Ricky's became the starting point for consumer-initiated and consumer-led collaboration with Flinders University's researchers. So we're here to tell you that consumer networking works. First of all, Ricky and Penelope, we met through private Facebook support and advocacy groups. We interact on Twitter and we have messenger conversations. And then Alejandra and I met because we're both members of the Health Consumers Alliance of South Australia, and we're both members of the Consumer Advisory Group at the South Australian Health and Medical Research Institute, or SAMRI. So since Alejandra and I met, Alejandra has become employed as a researcher with Flinders University and the Caring Futures Institute. So how does a small consumer network, and that's very small, only 3 of us, connect with a university research team? Well, so I never missed an opportunity to promote Ricky's report. I would send it to anybody. And Alejandra had moved into research employment. That became possible because of her consumer engagement experience. And the 2 of us sat next to each other at a seminar on medical research future fund grants. While we were chatting, which we do, we brought up Ricky's report, and I sent the link for the report to Alejandra, and she brought the report into her workplace.
So from there, this idea of a research project began, and we started with the difficulties of which people are we talking about, the homebound situation, who is being affected by this. And we define this term together with consumers and other stakeholders, the idea of calling us frail, homebound, and bedridden people for this research, because it shows the complexity of the group, but with the single characteristic that this group cannot leave home. And the other characteristic that is reflected in Ricky's report is that they feel trapped and marginalized. So we stated the outline of the project. We began with the ethics and gain ethics through Flinders University, collected data last year, collected all the stories, photographs, and experiences of people that self-identify as frail, homebound, bedridden people. We actually did a literature review in terms of which kind of technologies are being used right now that can support this population. And of course, we incorporated great literature because in this area there is literary research, particularly in Australia. So within this process, we gained funding from the Caring Futures Institute from Flinders University. So now we are exploring new territory, not only because we are consumer-led research, but also because, as I mentioned, this field of frail, homebound, bedridden people is very, very new in Australia. We could find research in the 70s, which was referring a little bit about this population. However, from then till now, just few publications, and they refer to frail, homebound, and bedridden people as collateral subjects. So we are developing different strategies following our knowledge translation theories and technique in terms of the complexity of systems. And that's from that perspective, we are working with not only hard information and data, but also connecting with the real story. So that's why we came with the idea of the video, and we collected these photos that you are seeing are all from frail, homebound, bedridden Australians. So collaboration is a big challenge, but it's fantastic. And Penelope, I'm going to give you the chance to provide a little bit of your feedback in relation to the experience.
Right. So what's happened is that, particularly as Alejandra keeps going to conferences and talking about the project, we've collected more and more people from more and more different fields to pay attention to this cohort of people. So now we've got a diverse and flexible team that can respond rapidly to circumstances, and it's enabled engagement with the media as well as peer-reviewed journals. We've got diverse perspectives, diverse formal and informal networks, and a diversity of knowledge, skills, and experience. The diversity can slow the process down, but it enriches the work tremendously.
So it's very, I can say from the research point of view, that is highly beneficial, because we get, so how come we're getting so many invitations and everyone finds this idea so relevant? It's because it is coming from the people who needs this support. So it's not all the way around. It's not a top-down idea where academics isolated somewhere think about how they can support the world. This is a world asking, this is what we need, and we're responding to those needs. So that's new, and we are welcoming everybody. We are planning to develop this in grant applications. We found partners. We got people, they are strong in the technological side, and they are happy to collaborate with us, but we're still open because we want to implement these solutions quickly. In terms of solutions, I'm inviting you to please visit our posts here in the Consumer Health Forum, where we summarize some key aspects and solutions that we find for the situation of frail, homebound, and bedridden people, and also please refer to the literature that we are referencing there. Basically, we are happy and to be in contact with you by any of these pathways that Penelope is referring now.
So you can email or telephone either of us, and I'll leave you to look at the slide. If you aren't able to read slides, then simply send an inquiry by telephoning MECFS South Australia. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.